Hi, Patrick here with another Durango video. This is something I think might help a lot of people because I haven't been able to find anything at all on this. And this has to do with your radio knobs getting tacky. The rubber around the radio knobs down here gets very tacky and that flakes off and there's nothing you can do. And everything that you search for online, if you Google it, it'll say you have to replace the entire screen, and that's just not true. I'm going to give you two workarounds. There's the cheap one that I did initially, and then there's the correct fix that I would probably recommend everybody do, but I'll show both of them to you, and you can pick which one you want to do. So if we can zoom into where the radio is, so usually it's your volume knob that's going to get super tacky. Any one of these three can do it. For me, it was originally tacky, and I switched this knob over to here, so I just switched them, and that's something you can do. These knobs you can pull right off, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's do that first. So I'm going to be using just a pry tool. You can use a flathead screwdriver or anything. It is a good idea to put something up there just to keep you from scratching. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to stick it behind that button, just wedge it behind that button, put a little cloth in there, something to keep from scratching, and then just pry it out. That's all it took. It does not take much, and it'll pull right out. A lot of times, if you just want to give it a grunt, you can grab it and just yank it and get it to pop out and come out. So the center piece, it'll just fall right out. It clips in separately, so we're going to put that off to the side for now. So can you get a good shot of that? Mm-hmm. So this is the original one that was bad. And what I originally did, usually it's mostly the front ridge that gets very, very tacky and starts getting all over your fingers and making a mess. What I did is I took a razor knife and I cut all along the edge all the way around. And then I got a 1 inch inside diameter, 1/8 O-ring, just an O-ring that I got at a hardware store, and I put it on there, and you can see that actually works perfectly fine. You can grab it, it's still rubbery, and it works perfectly fine. It looks, if you didn't know it wasn't supposed to be there, you would just think it was supposed to be there. So that's one way to do it. Another thing that I've seen people do on Amazon, you can buy caps, these metal knob covers that go over it. The reviews are not great on those, so I didn't really want to go with that option, but those are an option if you just want to do that. But if you're doing that, you're probably not watching this video. The correct thing to do is just buy another knob. You can get these knobs. I don't know why it's become so elusive to get these, but you can absolutely get these. The key is, I'm making this video in 2026. This is a 2014 Durango. But the Jeep Grand Cherokees use the exact same setup in their cars, and you can buy this knob for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. They're just never listed for the Dodge Durango, but they are the same. I'll try and post a link on Amazon, but if you can zoom into this, can you get a good shot of that? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can see that it's listed for a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I'll give you the specifics, but there are two different kinds that the Grand Cherokee takes. One is the A style, and one is the B style. You can tell the difference between the two because the A style, over here is much thicker. That's these. The B style is the rubber on it is very, very thin and shallow, so it'll be very obvious that that's not the right one. So it's the A style. And then in addition to that, you'll have your volume knob and your tune knob are much smaller than your air conditioning knob. And as you can see there, the two smaller ones are the A2 style, and the one in the center for the air conditioning fan is the A1 style. So for the volume knobs, which is what we're going to be placing, this is the A2 style. And again, you'll have to search Jeep Grand Cherokee because for some reason they don't list these for the Durango. But very simple. I don't know how much you'll be able to see this, but when you're putting it on, you'll see that there are 3 tabs. 1, 2, 3. Those are the things that actually click it in. So when you go down to put it in, you should be able to see. Let me see if I can get a light in here. Maybe we'll get a good chance to see it. So you'll see right in there, if you spin this around, you'll find where that tab should go. And in this case, it's right there. So as long as you line that tab up with that, where the tab clicks in, and then just give it a little push and it'll click in. and it should feel nice and loose. If you push it in and you find that it feels significantly tighter than it did, pull it back off and redo it. You didn't have it quite lined up. You had it probably 1/6 of a turn around. After that, you simply take your centerpiece, which I lost. Make sure it's straight up and down like that. And all you got to do is push it into the center. Don't force it. It'll go back, and then just a little push. And you can see there it is, and it's working fine. And I will turn my stereo on just so you can see for sure that this is indeed working. Accept. I don't know why we got accept every time, but you can see my tuner knob is working. And if I wanted to select something, we can do that. Everything's working. So that's as simple as it is. Anytime you want to pull this off, and again, let me show you that you can do this if you decide to do this. If you want to pull that off, you don't have a pry tool of some sort, you can just grab it and give it a yank and it will come off, okay? And then use the same system to put it on. Just line it up, pop it in, pop the center in nice and carefully. Now, I will show you this one thing, because this does happen sometimes. And it's happened this time. Where's my flashlight? Thank you to my daughter Mia for filming this. If you can see inside, there's a little rubber piece in there. And sometimes when you pull it off, that falls off. That's for the center button. So I'm going to pull this back off. So this little piece right here, it does need to be in there straight. That's basically what allows that center button to depress and push out. It's just a little rubber thing that pushes in and out. But what you do need to do is make sure that it's in there, straight up and down, and you'll feel it when it's in. So there, it's in. So if you can get a good shot of that straight in there, that's what it'll look like. And then again, we line up our tabs, gently just push it in, hoping that that middle piece stays in. It feels nice and loose, so that's good. And then we take our centerpiece, nice and gently, and push it in, and you'll know you got it right. If that button does that, and this feels nice and loose, it's in, it's fixed, it looks just like the other one, and it's right back to factory, right back as good as new. You can do that with any of those three buttons. Totally up to you, but I don't know why this is not out there, but clearly this is something you can do and fix it for good. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Instead of replacing that whole thing, which is $100 and a lot more of a pain in the butt, this is something you can do in just a couple minutes. Anyone can do it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try and answer them. But other than that, thanks a lot and have a good day.